Good morning, students. My name is CHSV Prasad Rao, Senior Lecturer in Electrical Engineering, and I am working at Government Polytechnic, Yadirigutta. Today we will start the AC motor subject. In this one, we will continue the chapter 1, that is synchronous motor. In the last class, we have derived the power equation. Power equation, that is the relation between input power, the losses, and the output power. So, what is the input power we are giving to the motor? We are giving the electrical input. That is electrical power we are giving as a input. That is root 3 VLIL cos pi. So what synchronous motor does? Synchronous motor converts this electrical power into mechanical power. So what is the when we give the supply to the stator of a synchronous motor, that is three-phase supply. So the input electrical energy input is equal to root 3 VLIL cos pi. So from this input, if you this input supplies one part as stator copper losses, that is 3Ia square Ra, where Ia is the armature current, and Ra is the synchronous armature resistance, and mechanical power developed at the armature, that is Pm, capital P suffix M, mechanical power developed at the shaft, and its value is equal to EB back EMF into Ia armature current into cos of the angle between these two. So that is theta plus, that is alpha minus pi. That is alpha minus pi. So that we derived in the previous class. There is a mechanical power developed. This mechanical power developed supplies iron and friction losses and motor output. So we have shown the power flow diagram also. So the power flow diagram, so that is from output, shaft output. If you add for the shaft output iron and friction losses, so if we add shaft output and iron and friction losses, then we can get mechanical power developed at the shaft, that is PM. So PM, for this PM, if we add stator armature copper losses, that is 3Ia square Ra, then we can get motor input, that is root 3 VLIL cos pi. So from this we have done some problem also about calculation of back EMF, EB for unity power factor, for lagging power factor, and leading power factor. So so back EMF for three condition for different power factors. So how the power factor will change? The power factor will change, that is that depends on the excitation of the motor. So suppose if we have the normal excitation, then EB is equal to V. EB is equal back EMF is equal to supply voltage. So that is at normal excitation. At this excitation, the power factor is unity. So back EMF equation EB is equal to square root of ER square plus V square minus 2V cos theta, where theta is the internal angle, that is called tan inverse of Xs by Ra, where Xs is called synchronous reactance, Ra is called armature resistance, and its value is constant. So why? Because it depends on the circuit constant Xs and Ra. So once if we design the motor, so it is not possible to change the value of circuit parameters, that is Xs and Ra. So theta is constant. So at unity power factor, EB back EMF is equal to square root of V square plus ER square minus 2V ER cos theta. Suppose if the excitation is above the above the normal excitation, that is called over excitation, then the current drawn from the supply is leading power factor, and back EMF EB is greater than V, that is leading power factor. Then back EMF EB is equal to square root of ER square plus V square minus 2VER cos theta plus pi. So this is leading power factor. Suppose if it is excitation is less than normal, then it is called under excitation, and the back EMF EB is less than V. So EB is equal to square root of V square plus ER square minus 2VER cos theta minus pi. So these two equation, by using these two equation, we can calculate back EMF EB. When we know the back EMF EB, we can calculate the angle of retardation alpha by using sine law and the using the triangle vector diagram. So in the last class, we have done the problems on back EMF, power equation, calculation of retardation angle, and we calculate the calculation of pull out torque also. What is pull out torque? It is the torque when the motor comes out from the synchronism and the motor stops. So how we can calculate this pull out torque? To know the pull out torque, first we have to calculate the maximum power. So how we can calculate maximum power? We can power is maximum when alpha is 90 degrees. That is less than 90 degrees alpha angle, that is load angle or coupling angle less than 90. The motor is in synchronism. If the alpha value reaches beyond 90 degrees, then motor comes out from the synchronism and the motor stops. So at alpha is equal 90 degrees, we calculated the maximum power. From this maximum power divided by 2 pi ns, where ns is equal to synchronous speed. So ns is equal to 120f by p, where capital N suffix s, that is ns, is synchronous speed, f is the frequency, and p is the number of poles. So we done the problems on that one also, that is calculation of pull out torque, and we done the problems on calculation of efficiency also, that is output by input by using power equations. So today we will derive the expression for power developed, maximum power condition, and problems on power developed. So how we can derive the power equation? As we know, mechanical power developed PM, that is at the mechanical power developed at the shaft PM P suffix capital P suffix M is equal to EB into V into cos theta minus alpha by ZS minus EB square cos theta by ZS, where EB is equal to back EMF and its value changes according to the load. So that means when the load changes on the motor, then what happened? The load angle alpha changes to a new value. When alpha changes, back EMF EB changes. When back EMF EB changes, the armature current drawn from the supply IA also increases. When IA increases, it develops more torque, and this developed extra torque is sufficient to bear the increased load. So the power equation where EB is equal to back EMF, V is equal to supply voltage and cos theta minus alpha, where theta is equal to internal angle and its value is constant. So why its value is constant? Why? Because its value depends on the circuit parameters, that is Xs and Ra, where Ra is equal to armature resistance, Xs is equal to synchronous reactance, and alpha is equal to load angle, and Zs is equal to synchronous reactance. So Pm is equal to Eb into V into cos theta minus alpha by Zs minus Eb square cos theta by Zs. What is Zs? Zs is the synchronous impedance. So that is value depends on armature resistance Ra and synchronous reactance Xs. So to derive the maximum power condition, we have to differentiate the power equation, that is the mechanical power developed PM with respect to alpha and equate to 0. So for any equation, if you give this one or any equation, any linear equation, to get the maximum value, we have to differentiate the equation with respect to variable and equate to 0. So here in this equation, alpha is variable. So why alpha value is variable? Just now I told, when load changes, alpha value changes so that it will meet the load value. So dPm by d alpha is equal to 0. In this equation, variable is alpha. Why? Because V is constant, EB is constant, theta internal angle is constant, Zs is constant. So if you differentiate the equation Pm with respect to alpha and equate to 0, then we can get the condition for maximum power. So d by d alpha. So that is Pm. What is Pm here? Eb into V into cos theta minus alpha by Zs minus Eb square cos theta by Zs is equal to 0. So sin theta minus, if we differentiate, that we will get sin theta minus alpha is equal to 0. That is theta is equal to alpha. So, so maximum power is developed when the internal angle theta is equal to alpha. What is theta? That is the internal angle, that is tan inverse of xs by Ra. So that is equal to alpha. Note down this. Note down the formula and derivation. You do here. Here we have 4-5 steps we will get, and after that we will get. You do this one. If you have any doubt, ask me in the next class. Note down. So when theta is equal to alpha, this is the condition where the power is maximum. So to get the maximum power, what we have to do? We have to substitute this theta value as alpha. So maximum power developed per phase Pm is equal to. So wherever we have the alpha value, we substitute theta. So Eb minus V cos of theta minus theta is 0. Theta minus 0 is 0 by Zs minus Eb square into cos theta by Zs. So cos 0 is 1, substitute here. So Eb into V by Zs minus Eb square cos theta by Zs. So what is the cos theta value? Cos theta value is Ra. So substitute in this equation. So that is Eb into V by Zs minus Eb square Ra by Zs. If Ra is negative, why? Because Ra value is 0.01, like that. It is less than 1. So if you neglect that value, so maximum power 3 into Eb V sin alpha by Xs, where Xs is the synchronous reactance. So this is the maximum power condition and maximum power value. So if you note down one problem, so this is the problem, what he given. Note down this problem, what he given. He given a 3-phase 400 volts 50 hertz star connected synchronous motor has full load line current of 68 amps. The synchronous impedance of the motor is 1.61 ohms at 82 degrees per phase. The motor is working at leading power factor, that is 0.9. Find the induced EMF, and next bit is the total mechanical power developed. So this is the problem he given. Note down this problem. So what is the given data? He given 3-phase synchronous motor, and how it is connected? It is star connected. And what is the frequency? F is equal to 50 hertz and supply voltage 400 volt. Which voltage this one? This one is a line voltage. VL is equal to 400 volts and has a full load line current of 68 amps. So that is IL is equal to 68 amps and synchronous impedance Zs is equal to 1.61 ohms, and he given theta is equal to 82 degrees, and the motor working at leading power factor, that is cos pi is equal to 0.9. Calculate induced EMF and the total mechanical power developed. Note down the problem. Okay, this is the problem what he given. We have to calculate induced EMF and total mechanical power developed. First, you write the given data. So what he given? A supply voltage, that is, as I told, it is a line voltage. VL is equal to 400 volts, and phase voltage VPH is equal to VL by root 3. So that is equal to 400 by root 3. So that is equal to 230 volts. And given power factor cos pi is equal to 0.9. So to calculate the phase angle, pi is equal to cos inverse of 0.9, that is 2.84 degrees. And given synchronous impedance. What is the synchronous impedance? He given 1.61 ohms at an angle of 82 degrees. So to get the armature resistance and synchronous reactance, multiply this 1.61. To get the armature resistance, multiply this 1.61 into cos 82 degrees. Then you will get 0.224 plus. To get the synchronous reactance, multiply with multiply this 1.61 into sine of 82 degrees. Then we will get 1.594. This one is ZS into cos theta, and this one is ZS into sin theta, where 0.224 is the armature resistance and 1.594 is the synchronous reactance. So Ra is equal to 0.22 ohms and synchronous reactance Xs is equal to 1.594 ohms per phase. So impedance angle theta is equal to tan inverse of 1.54 1.594 divided by 0.22. So this is the impedance angle theta, whose value is equal to 82.12 degrees. Note down this. Note down this synchronous impedance, reactance. How you have to write here another formula also. Zs into cos theta plus j Zs into sin theta. That is 1.61 into cos 82 plus j 1.61 into sin 82. Note down this, where theta is equal to Xs by Ra formula. Okay. Next, impedance drop, that is denoted with ER. ER is equal to Ia into Zs. Armature current and synchronous impedance. So that is 68 into 1.61. So that is 109.48 volts. So by cos rule, induced EMF, as I told, this is a leading power factor. So EB is equal to square root of V square plus ER square. Here it is, they've written wrong here. It must be ER. Note down the correction here. V square plus ER square. I forgot to change the suffix R. ER square minus 2 into V into ER. Again here also ER. Cos theta plus pi. Note down the correction here. EB is equal to square root of V square plus, this is not EB, this is ER. ER square minus 2 into V into, again this is also ER, not EB. ER into cos theta plus pi. So V value is 230.94 square plus EB. What is the EB value is? This one, 109.48. So 109 point, this is ER, not EB. I forgot to change the suffix. So this is ER 109.4 square, 48 square minus 2 into, again I forgot to write here 2 also. You have to put 2 also here. 2 into 230.94 into 109.48 into cos theta plus pi. We have to add these two angles. Then we can get 107.96 degrees. I forgot to put degrees also. Then we will get 284 volts. This is the induced EMF per phase value. To convert this into line value, we have to VL is equal to root 3 into EB. So that is EB line is equal to root 3 into EB phase. So that is, so EB line is equal square root of, this is not 3, square root of 3. This is also one correction. I forgot to put the root here. That is root 3 into 284. Not 3 into 284. It is root 3. I forgot to put the root 3. Do the correction here. All of you listen carefully. Here it is root 3. Root 3 into 284. Here one more correction is, this is E, not ER. This is EB. Not EB. This is ER. This is also ER, and this is root 3. These are the connections. So root 3 into 284, that gives 492.4 volts. This is the line value of induced EMF. So if you apply the sine rule to calculate the alpha value, so sine alpha is equal to, what is alpha? Alpha is called load angle or coupling angle. That is equal to ER. That is the impedance drop. So the ER is equal to I into Z as sine theta plus pi. Theta is the internal angle, pi is the power factor angle, and EB is equal to back EMF. Just now we calculated the back EMF by using formula EB is equal to square root of V square plus ER square minus 2VER cos theta plus pi. So that is 109.48 into sine of 107.96 degrees divided by 284. Then we can get sine alpha is equal to 0.36. So to get alpha value, alpha is equal to sine inverse of 0.36, which value is, here one more step you can write, alpha is equal to sine inverse of 0.36. Then you can get alpha value, that is 21.51 degrees. Any doubt in this one? Note down the formula calculations. So we calculated line value of back EMF and angle of retardation, that is alpha value. Note down this. We have to do practice, then only we can do the problems. So mechanical power developed PM. So that is EB into V into cos theta minus alpha by ZS minus EB square into cos theta by ZS. Substitute the values here. EB value 284, V value 230.94 and cos of theta minus alpha. What is theta? 82.12 degrees and alpha is 21.51 degrees divided by ZS. I forgot here to put ZS also. ZS also there divided by ZS. ZS is 1.61. Here you have to write this value divided by 1.61 and EB square is equal to 284 square cos of theta is 82.12 degrees divided by ZS, that is 1.61. Here also we have to put divided by 1.61 this value. I forgot to put. Note down the correction here. The Z by ZS value also I have to substitute divided by 1.61. So then you can get 39.293 kilowatts. So this is the mechanical power developed at the armature. Any doubt in this one? Note down the formula and answer. Mechanical power developed. Also we have done the derivation. So when mechanical power developed is available at the armature, which value is equal to motor input minus stator losses. So next problem 2. Note down the problem 2. He given the excitation of a 415 volts 3-phase delta connected synchronous motor is such that the induced EMF is 520 volts. The impedance per phase is 0.5 plus J4. So RA is equal to 0.5 and synchronous reactance Xs is equal to 4. If the friction and iron losses are constant, so that is 500 watts. Calculate the maximum power developed line current and power factor of the motor. So this is the problem what he given. Note down this problem. So what he given? He given at some excitation. He not given the power factor. Power factor he has to give. So he given we have to calculate the power factor. Either it is lagging or leading or unity power factor also. He given supply. By seeing this one also we can say either it is lagging or leading. He given supply voltage V is equal to 415 volts. Three phase delta connected and induced EMF he given 520. So EB he given 520 and V given 415 volts. So you can say this is lagging or leading. Guess anyone? Yes, you are right. It is leading power factor. Why? Because EB 520 is greater than 415. That is EB is greater than V. So it is leading power factor. And he give an impedance per phase, that is resistance as 0.5 and synchronous reactance as 4 and given friction and iron losses as 500 watts and we have to calculate maximum power developed power output We have to calculate maximum power output, line current, and power factor of the motor. Note down the problem. So now we have to write the given data. So what is given data? He given a three phase. Note down here. This time he given as a delta connected three phase motor, not star connected. Delta connected. In delta connection, what is the line value and phase value? In delta connection, line voltage is equal to phase voltage, and line current and phase current is equal to line current by root 3. And he given delta connection, so line voltage is equal to phase voltage. So VPH also 415 volts per phase only, and he given induced voltage, induced EMF, back EMF, that is also 520, and both line value also same 520 only, both line and phase value. And he given synchronous impedance as 0 0.5 plus J4, where RA is equal to 0 0.5 and XS is equal to 4. Synchronous reactance. So the magnitude is equal to ZS is equal to the magnitude